Welcome to Amateur Baseball Today, a comprehensive recap of the state amateur tournament. Today's show is presented by the Minnesota Baseball Association and its partners. DuraEdge, engineered soils, the difference is in the dirt. MaxBat, the official wood bat of the Minnesota Baseball Association. Reinders, turf and landscaping solutions and supplies. Amy Electronics, scoreboards and digital displays. Rawlings, the official baseball of the state tournament. And by the Minnesota Star-Tribune, your home for the best prep coverage.
Hello everyone and welcome to Amateur Baseball Today, presented by the NBA. I'm Ryan Phelps. This is episode 1 in a 3-part annual series from NSPN as we recap all the action from the state amateur baseball tournament. We're coming to you this week from Gaylord, Walsh Field to be exact, named after Bill Walsh, the man who took care of this field for 60 years. We'll visit with him in a few minutes. Many improvements have taken place here at Walsh Field over the past 20 years. In 1996, the old wood fence was replaced with chain link. And in 2002, the grandstand was put up in place of wooden bleachers. The city of Gaylord, Bill Schulte, the baseball president, and the citizens are all credited with building this beautiful facility. Walsh Field featured the highest scoring game on the opening night, and the runs came right from the get-go. 2 on for Lamberton's Will Carlson, and he says, let's bring him on in. The base hit for Carlson, and the runner on second nearly catches his teammate as they cross the plate steps apart, and the Long Sox jump out with a 3-run first inning. The Pirates retaliated in the bottom half of the inning. Garrett Lusink drives this offering to right field. Luke Johnson and Grayson Fuchs score on the play, bringing Paynesville back within 1 run. Top 2, the Long Sox play long ball. Jake Wall sends this pitch into the Gaylord night. The solo shot has Lamberton back up 4-2. But their pitching and defense struggled late, and Paynesville hustled its way to a tie game. Garrett Lusink on second. He takes off for third on the wild pitch. The throw to the bag gets away, and Lusink rumbles home to score the run to make it 4-4. The Pirates would take the lead on a bases-loaded walk. But the game was back even at 5s in the bottom of the 9th. Pirate Sam Orline on third base, and Sam takes advantage of the passed ball. He bolts home and slides in safely with the winning run. Not a walk-off win, but a slide-off win. Paynesville's amazing August moves on to the second round.
It feels awesome. I think all around played well. We could have hung our heads, but we didn't. We stayed in there. I think everyone played their part. It was a great, awesome game. Before
those 2 teams took to the field, they started with a special ceremony for one of Gaylord's favorite sons, and perhaps best known. Mike Max of WCCO Television came home to where he spent his childhood and many years later learning to love the game on this very field. He played for Bill Walsh alongside many of his lifelong friends.
Well, throwing out the first pitch is just, at least this time they won't hit it. I remember the last Legion game, the last ball I threw, I think, went out by that flag somewhere. So at least they won't get to hit it. But it just means a lot. It doesn't mean to me, because I'm just coming here. I'm the frosting on the cake, right? I just show up. It's all the other people that did all the work to get the tournament here, and the pride that they take in my town that I grew up with, and making a ballpark this nice that you can have a tournament. I just want to pat them on the back, and just say, man, I'm just proud to be from here.
We will hear from Mike's former coach, Bill Walsh, later in the show, and we'll check back in with Maxie in upcoming episodes of Amateur Baseball Today. Now, back to the highlights. Beautiful setting in Brownton, and the hometown Brewers opened up play on Friday night against the Howard Lake Orphans. Pitching and defense were key in the first 4 innings. Longtime Bruins ace Ryan Grams gets the ground ball to turn into 2 orphan outs. The 6-4-3 double play keeps the game at 0s. Finally, in the 5th inning, Howard Lake gets things cooking. A bunt single started the inning, then it's Bennett Anderson with the RBI base hit to score Matt Strike with the first run of the contest. Still in the 5th, with 2 outs, Zach Kiefler gets the biggest hit of the game. His single plates 2 more orphans, and they build a 4-run lead heading into the 8th. Brownton scored twice in the 8th, but draftee pitcher Jordan Flick gets the strikeout to stop the Tide. Flick helped Maple Lake win the title 2 years ago, and the Orphans have a home in the second round after beating Brownton 4-2.
I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing with good pitching, and we got guys behind us putting the bat on the ball and scoring us some runs.
I bet you some beers were had as the Brewers of Luxembourg played the Brewers of Pierz at Hutchinson on Friday, and Luxembourg takes the first swig in the bottom of the first. Derek Orth hits them where they ain't. A bloop single down the left field line. It falls, and Jordan Pricka scores the opening run. But Pierz bellied up to the plate in the top of the second and got two for the price of one. Michael Nazurka rips the single to right. Two Brewers runners cross the plate, and Pierz grabs the lead. Next inning, it's Gunnar Wickland buying around for Pierz. Actually, Gunnar gets a round tripper. The blast to right extends the lead to 3-1. Wickland would also come in to pitch the 8th inning for Pierz. And with a runner on, he fields the hard comebacker and from his knees starts the double play to end the Luxembourg inning, and that helped pay the tab. Pierz wins the Brewer battle. They beat Luxembourg 4-1.
That's kind of been our DNA all year. Is we know we have a really good pitching staff, and so we know we just got to go get a couple for those guys. And if we can just do that, we played really clean defense tonight, and that's the recipe to win a lot of games. So.
Opening night in Glencoe saw former Class C power Sartell begin their sportsmanlike run in Class A against Elko, formerly of Class B. The Elko Express threatened in the third, 2 on and no out, but Muskie's pitcher John Schumer picks off the runner at second, tag applied by Gavin Schulte. Watch this catch by Elko pitcher Jake Petrichka. He snares the line drive at his head. The game went scoreless into the 6th inning. That's when Sartell loaded the bases and Muskie Jace Otto unloaded him. The double just passed the glove of the diving center fielder Easton Richter. Great effort by the Express, but the Muskies get the runs they needed and lead 3-0. Richter got some level of payback in the 9th. He spoils the Sartell shutout with a deep drive to right. The solo home run kept Elko alive. The Express had the tying run at the plate, but this Chase Hench's drive to left is hauled in by Otto. The offensive hero closes the game out with his glove, and Sartell advances to Week 2 in their first Class A tournament game.
It's good for us to come into this with no expectations, honestly. Nobody's really counting on us, so let's just play loose. So I think it's really making our game really good. So.
Class A tilt featuring the Cobras of Minneapolis, who last won the title in 2019, and the Snowmen of North St. Paul. You can't ask for a better start than the Snowmen had. First 2 batters reached, and the 3-hole hitter is Adam Wall. He crushes the offering to left field, and Volmer Field can't hold it. 3-0 after just 3 batters. The Cobras put 1 on the board thanks to a balk, but just like the NBA, the Snowmen like the 3-ball. Caden Johnson sends another pitch to left, this one more of a line drive trajectory. It still counts as a 3-run homer. 6-1 Snowmen in the 4th. The Cobras feature some of the top veterans in the Metro, including 40-year-old Mason Reinhardt. He picks up the RBI on the ground ball. Reinhardt and company can't overcome the big bombs. Snowmen win it 7-3.
Got ahead in the count early, just got my pitch and swung hard in case I hit it.
This is Amateur Baseball Today from Gaylord. Now we'll stay with Class A and the defending champs from Miesville. 1 year ago in Belle Plaine, the Mudhens won their 8th title by flying past Air Freight in the finals. It was their first championship in 7 years for one of the darlings of town ball. This year, the Mudhens had a first-round bye and open play this Friday. The Mudhens getting the winner of Minnetonka and last year's Class C champ Waconia. The White and Blue Lakers bumped up to Class A, and they're not worried. Right off the bat, they took it to the Monarchs. Jake Hendricks connects on this offering and sends it off the wall in the gap. Max Kallenberg scores all the way from first base, 1-0 Waconia. Next batter, Robbie Smith grounds to third and under the glove of the fielder. Hendricks looks to score. The throw from left hits Hendricks in the back. He scores and Smith gets to third. All of this happening with 2 outs in the first. Ronnie Olson delivers a single to right. Smith scores easily. Waconia puts up a 3 spot in the first. Minnetonka in the hole early against John Bezdacek, one of the heroes of last year's Waconia championship. But right away, Blaine Rutledge takes Bezdacek to the downs. Out of Volmer Field, 3-1 after 1. From that point on, Bezdacek was unhittable, and he had to do some not-so-nifty fielding. He stumbles off the mound on the pop-up, staggers to make the catch, and then falls. Bezdacek only gave up 2 hits and struck out 11. This one ends the 7th. Tonka went down in order in the ninth as well. Bezdicek and the Lakers are moving on to face Meesville, a matchup of last year's two champs. 3-1 the final. Let's hear from Bezdicek.
Taking it one batter at the time and just trusting our catcher and our team out there. We had a little bit of a cushion, so I knew I just got to attack the zone, not walk them, and we would get it done.
Glencoe hosting the Class A matchup between Forest Lake and the River Rats of Minneapolis. And this one was all Forest Lake. The Brewers take a 2-0 lead on the infield single by Alec Abercrombie. He beats the throw and the run crosses. Abercrombie is a Mounds View product. Brewers were not done in the second. Sean Graff gets his second hit of the game. This one a sharp single to center. 3-0 Forest Lake. Isaac Roars was solid on the hill and his defense kept the River Rats quiet. Abercrombie chases down a gapper off the bat of Dominic Whippler. Nothing doing for the Rats. The Brewers go to town in the middle innings. Michael Schultz brings in a couple runs off this rope to center. It's almost caught, but almost doesn't do it. And Forest Lake wins big, 13-1. They will face the St. Anthony Hogs next weekend.
Anything Joe was throwing down my catcher, I just hit the spot really well, got a lot of ground balls, and the defense made plays behind me. Always fun to come out and just get out here early.
Burnsville Bobcats and the old Baby Blues playing a fantastic game against the Anoka Bucks in Glencoe. It was a seesaw game, and the first salvo was fired by Anoka. We'll check with a quintessential blooper that falls over the second baseman's head. The Bucks score in the first, 1-0. Burnsville also tallies in their half. First batter, Tim Erlob, see you later. Erlob, a Burnsville guy who played at Wisconsin lacrosse. Next inning, 36-year-old Matt Trocchi with the Rocket. Another solo homer. Trocchi is also a UWL product. The Bucks bounce back in the fifth. Jordan Savoravong has 2 on and he muscles it out to center for a base hit. Austin Lang and Hunter Brunner are plated. Anoka up 3-2. To the seventh, where the Bobcats have 2 in scoring position for Trocchi, and Matt's grounder sneaks past the fielder at third. Both Burnsville runners turn on the Jets and score to take the lead. Scorers called in an error that led to the runs. Anoka tied it up and we head to the bottom of the ninth. 2 on for Burnsville Zach Andreasen. He hits it off the fist with enough juice to get it over the head of the second baseman. Trocchi scores the game-winning run, and Burnsville is on to the next round to take on the Minneapolis Warriors.
Just relieving, I'm not gonna lie. Saw the ball hit. As soon as the guy went up for it, I was like, last second, let it up dropping. I was a little pump of the fist. I was like, let's go. So.
On Labor Day, the entire tournament will culminate just up the road in Hutchinson. The hats and gloves will fly as they hogpile the hero. 8 teams took one step closer to realizing that dream this weekend. The host Hutchinson Huskies were off, but did get a chance to watch their next opponent. Class B matchup at Hutch between the blue-clad Bullfrogs of Bird Island and the Mudcats of Prior Lake. A pitcher's duel between Aiden Elfring of Bird Island and Lance Behrens of Prior. Here Elfring strikes out Behrens in a pitcher-on-pitcher duel. Next half inning, the roles are reversed. Behrens makes his only big mistake against Elfring. Aiden rips the cover off the ball and sends it well over the left field fence. Bullfrogs leading 1-0. In the sixth, Bird Island loads the bases, but this time Behrens is up to the task. He strikes out the final 2 hitters to keep his Mudcats within a run. To the ninth, tying Mudcat on base, Cole Clausen at the plate, but Elfring is too much. He struck out 16 on the day, giving up only 2 hits. Bird Island matches up with Hutchinson next week. Wind blowing out on Sunday in Brownton for the Class B game between Delano and Northfield. And it looks like Gabe Heinrichs could give the Knights the early lead, but guard Swenson of Delano hauls it in deep left. In the fourth, Delano broke through. After 2 bunt singles, Marcus Ream grounds into the ever-exciting force out, score the Athletics' first run. And if you like that one, Delano did it again in the fifth. This time, Jack Paulson smokes it up the middle. Look at Jake Geiger make the diving play and flip for Northfield. They get 1 out, but Swenson scores for Delano. The Knights scored in the 7th on a sac fly, but that's all they could get off Delano's draftee pitcher Jackson Hunter from Waterville. Hunter went the distance with the final out coming on this pop-up in foul territory. Delano moves on to face New Ulm in Week 2. The grandstand in Gaylord near capacity for the Class B game between Webster and Raymond. Two really good teams with good pitching, but Raymond has Tyler Steen. Many believe at 36 he is still the best hitter in Minnesota. In the first, he unloads. Headed right for the red pickup behind the right field fence, Steen's homer was all the Rockets needed. That's because of the combo of Dreyer Homan and Esau Nelson, only allowing 2 hits all game. They completely contained the Webster Sox offense. And how about this play in foul territory by Rockets right fielder Alex Call? He doesn't let the fence stop him. Fantastic play. He hangs on after flipping over. Raymond is a threat in Class B. They win 3-0 and will play St. Stephen next week. The Halloween colors of the Ada Athletics on display as they took on the 2023 Class C champion Maple Lake in a first-round B game in Gaylord, and this was a thriller. Scoreless into the 7th, Maple Lake with bases full, but all sound and no fury. Jake Osowski strikes out Luke Fabi to end the inning. Osowski and Laker pitcher Hayden Frank each pitch 9 scoreless innings. To the 10th, Maple Lake always seems to have a flair for the dramatic, and Ben Gels opens the extra frame with a blast to center. The wind was heading out at Walsh Field, and it's gone. The Lakers break the ice, but the 1 run is all they got. Ada needed an answer in the bottom of the inning, and they piece it together. Colton Anderson sneaks it through the left side of the infield. Osowski on the base path scores the tying run. What a game. Let's play more. Leading off the 11th for Maple Lake is Nathan Zander. Here's our own Tom Dierberger with the call.
And this one is gone!
Zander's solo shot is the difference. Maple Lake with the fantastic finish. They'll meet up with Young America in round 2.
So off the bat, I thought it was gone, and then I see the center fielder camp, and I said, ooh, was that too high? And then he started looking, and once he started looking, my heart was racing going down the first baseline.
There is a new format this year as the tourney is back to 3 classes. One of the goals was to give more teams a chance to get here. With that, meet the Opole Bears. Opole fans making the trip to Gaylord sporting the gold shirts. Their Bears wearing brown with gold stripes. They score first, looking to add more early, but Jordan Schmidt's drive to the gap is tracked down by a speedy Derek Holm. This game would go to the 9th with Opole leading 1-0. Then they became the Bunting Bears. Runner at third and heading home, Tate Lang squares and lays down a beauty, squeezed to perfection. 2-0 Opole. Next batter, more the same. Jordan Schmitz drops it down. The ball is misplayed and Maverick Nowitzki scores to make it a 3-run game. Then the Bears go from bunt to bloop. Mason Patrick brings in 2 more with this soft single over the shortstop's head. Opole scores 5 in the 9th. The newcomers will play another week, downing Sauk Center 6-0. Maybe you've heard of the Flying Wallendas. In Roseau, they have the Swinging Wentzloffs. 5 Wentzloffs in the starting 9 as they took on Cannon Falls. And it's Aaron Wentzloff who got the scoring started with a run-plating double. Aaron had 3 RBIs. Alex Wentzloff added 2 more. Manager Nathan Vold chipped in 2 more Roseau Royal runs in the first on the single up the middle. Roseau blew it open in the first with 6 runs, added 6 more later in the game. And to top it off, Isaac Wentzloff had a no-hitter into the 6th, and when he gave up a hit and a walk, he pitched out of the jam with one of his 9 strikeouts. Roseau wins their first game at state since 2001. The Royals and the Wentzloffs will battle Opole in Week 2. Mora and the Pierz Lakers on the line getting ready for a Class C game in Brownton. The Blue Devils of Mora played Houdini in the 2nd inning. With a Pierz runner at third, Mora plays in and gets the ground ball to second. Nick Hoffman fields and throws to get the runner trying to get back to third. Later in the same inning, Pierz loaded the bases. Colton Hapke drives it deep and to straightaway center. Mason Nelson tracks it down to keep the Lakers off the board in improbable fashion. The Blue Devils went on top 1-0, but the Lakers get even in the 4th. Camden Hapke connects on the base hit to left to score the runner from second, all even at 1. On to the 7th, where Pierz picks up another. Chase Becker drops another single to left. The go-ahead run scores. Mora gets the out at third, but the damage is done. Mora had the tying run on second in the 9th, but Laker reliever Noah Sakala closes the game with the game-ending strikeout. The Pierz Lakers advance on 2-1 over Mora. Pine Island in purple playing in their first state tournament. However, it would be a tough matchup against 21-1 Courtland. The Pioneers dared to dream the upset, and they score first. Graham Majerus grounds to the hole at short. The play is made, but the throw is wide. Jerry Fletcher crosses home, and Pine Island has the lead. Pick it up in the fifth, tied at 1. Jackson Bodie sends one to left center and down in the gap. That is going to get the offense chugging for the Courtland Cubs. Later in the inning, 3-1 the score, make it 4-1. Nolan Drill gets the hopper to get through the infield, and Maddox Mortensen scores. Courtland built an insurmountable 6-1 lead. But Keegan Majerus makes memories for Pine Island's first trip. A 2-run no-doubter to left, making it 6-3, and that's how it ends. There's plenty more to come on amateur baseball today. More highlights are on deck, plus a conversation with a local legend.
There's a new destination for all things Minnesota high school sports. It's called Strib Varsity. It's from the Minnesota Star Tribune, so you know it's trusted. With a deep bench to cover all of Minnesota. We've rebuilt and relaunched our MN Prep hubs and added more sports. Stories, streams, stats, scores, schedules. We have it all at Strib Varsity. Subscribe today at startribune.com/stribvarsity.
Are you looking for a cost-effective way to improve your infield playing surface? Meet FieldSaver. Our FieldSaver process is a cost-effective alternative to remove and replace. We'll test your current ag lime infield, identify the right FieldSaver custom amendment, and blend the material into your existing infield. FieldSaver is trusted by the St. Paul Saints. Visit DuraEdge online to learn more about the FieldSaver process and get in touch with a field expert in your area.
Welcome back to Amateur Baseball Today on NSPN. I'm Ryan Phelps. We're here in Gaylord this week, but you're looking at Vollmer Field in Glencoe, home of the Brewers, where baseball dates back to 1932 and has a storied history, even trickling down to the prep ranks, where the Glencoe Silver Lake Panthers won the state high school baseball title just 4 years ago. Glencoe will be hosting a number of games for this year's tourney. The Brewers step back on their home field against Morris on Saturday. First time for the hometown Brewers at state since 2009, so the home team enjoyed a great Saturday. But the Brewers' bats were silenced by the arm of Minnetonka draftee Ryan Gallagher. He ends a threat in the fourth with a strikeout to get Morris back in the dugout. The Eagles had runners on first and third in the fifth, and they tried to manufacture the run, double steal, but Glencoe sniffed it out, and the throw from second easily gets the out at home, so we go scoreless into the sixth. From there, Glencoe scores twice on wild pitches, then get a conventional run on Josh Kraby's single to left field. Scoring on the slide is Nathan Litzow, 3-0 Brewers. The hometown nine put it away with this Spencer Lilienthal 2-run shot into the trees behind the left field fence. 5-0 Glencoe wins. They go into the second round against Paynesville. Crazy plays in this Class C first round game between Elrosa and Windom. Maybe because both teams were wearing the same color. Windom at the plate, Quentin Teets grounds to third. The throw sails way high. Alex Borsgaard rounds third but stops. Then Teets is caught in a rundown between first and second. He stays there long enough to give Borsgaard a chance to head home. Alex is safe on the slide, and the Pirates swashbuckle a run. 2-0 Pirates in the third. Elrosa rallies back. Ashton Digman goes deep to left. It's off the wall. Kevin Kiefler races around and scores the Saints' first run. Then in the fourth, the Saints even it up on a bloop base hit by Blaine Fisher. Ethan Mueller scores, and we are square. Windom plays long ball to grab the lead back. Luke Gilbertson, the Pirates' starting pitcher, hits pitches too. Solo homer to left, and it's 3-2. Now watch this play and scratch your head. Squeeze bunt attempt by Windom. Brent Willoughby lays it down. Quentin Teets gets trapped between third and home. Somehow he makes his way back to third and slides under the high throw and tag. He is safe, but he's not finished. It appears Elrosa did not ask for time. Teets realizes this and also sees nobody covering home, so he bolts down the line and scores. Safe is the call. Windom scores 4 unanswered runs, and they advance with a 6-2 win over Elrosa. The orange-clad Metro Knights in a Class A day game in Glencoe facing perennial B-power Shakopee. The Knights even the score in the second thanks to this swing by Jackson Israel. The base hit scores one, but the Knights got greedy, trying to score Caden Stern from second. He tries to reverse course after the perfect throw home. Stern is dead meat, caught in the rundown. Shakopee went to work in the third, scoring in 4 of the next 5 innings. Big blast coming off the bat of Justin Winterfeld, a 3-run homer to left center. Winterfeld played his college ball at Bethel. He drove in 5 runs on the game. The Indians added 2 more runs in the 5th inning. Tanner Ho cracks one over the head of the right fielder, hops off the fence. Steve Bolt scores all the way from first. Shakopee cruising on to the second round, 9-2 the final. Champlin Park is up next for the Indians.
Saw guys on base and got a good count. I just swung hard, and it's kind of just my mindset up there. When I see a pitch I like, I'll just swing hard, and luckily I think the wind helped me a little bit, but you take it where you get it, I guess.
The Beavers of Highland Park in blue getting lots of help from the Dundas Dukes defense in a mistake-filled Class A first-round game. The Dukes had already committed 2 errors in the 4th. Brady Stevenson at the plate. He grounds to short. The Dukes' third baseman tries to cut in front and make the play. This error ties the game as Chris Lyons scores. Let's keep the streak going, a 4th straight error. Hunter Damon the shot to third, fielded nicely by Joey Winters, but the throw is off the mark. 2 Beavers score. Highland Park up 4-1, a nightmare inning for the Dukes. However, sometimes the tables turn, and in the 7th, the Dukes use a Beaver miscue to get the ball rolling. Landon Boyson bunts with 2 runners on. Highland Park tries to get the lead runner, but the connection is missed, and Dundas gets back to within a run at 4-3. Enter Joey Winters. He atones for his errors in the 4th with one mighty swing of the bat. Winters launches a 2-run homer that puts the Dukes in front for good. They move on to the second round with a 5-4 come-from-behind win.
I would say the team energy, just guys coming in. I mean, we had one bad inning, but we kept the energy, and when we got momentum, we stuck with it. So that was a big part of this game, just energy.
We're here with Bill Walsh, the namesake of the field here in Gaylord. Nice to meet you and good to chat with you, sir.
Good to see you. Glad you came.
Yeah, well, what an event. What a great-looking field. I guess let's start with the field and the pride that you and the community have in this beautiful ballpark.
Yeah, I was working in the field in 1966, I started. And I worked up until 2 years ago when I got just too old to cut grass anymore. Age caught up with me.
Well, it's looking great for the tournament this year. You guys have hosted before. Talk just a little bit about the pride of the city and being honored with the state tournament.
But we try to have the field ready for every game for the state tournament condition. And then when the state tournament is awarded to you, we go out that extra way and do extra things that weren't done before, but you do them for the tournament.
You started a tradition with your family. You've got sons and family members that have followed in this baseball tradition. Tell us just a little bit about the pride you feel in your family and the contributions that you guys have all been able to make to the program.
Yeah, well, I have 3 sons, and they've worked on this park for as many years as I did. And Randy's in charge of the field this year, and you can tell what a great job this crew has done. The field looks just great. I don't know if I can ever remember seeing it looking better.
Last thing for you, and to put you on the spot, do you have any predictions for the tournament this year?
No, I don't really. I don't follow it close enough to know who's the top team. But I see names that have been in there for many years, and you'll have to pick one out of that.
Bill, we appreciate the time, and enjoy the tournament this week.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Quamba, Minnesota, another first-timer here at State. Located near Pine City, the town's population is just 107, but big enough to attract Patrick Royce of the Star Tribune. He featured them in a column last week as the Cubs emerged from hibernation. Quamba getting introduced before their game with the Cologne Hollanders. Cologne has been to State infrequently, and they made the most of their opportunity on Sunday. They score right out of the gates. Ben Sheffer's single sharply up the middle. Tanner Lubke rounds and scores. Cologne up 1-0. In the bottom of the first, Caleb Cook comes up with a 2-out run scoring single. Carter Gamal scores Quamba's first tournament run, but it was also their only run. The Hollanders dominated from that point forward. Ben Limburg only had one hit on the day, but it was the one that had the most impact. He crushes a bases-clearing double to the wall that put Cologne up 6-1. They scored 13 runs on 14 hits, all in just 7 innings. Joe Lilia drives in Lindbergh with this hit. Cologne advances. The Quamba Cubs head home, but hopefully this season will propel the team into future state tournament appearances. Brownton hosting the Hawley Hawks, a state C tournament newcomer. Hawley matching up with Hanska. The Hawks know how to make a splash. First inning, Teague Spillum comes up with runners at second and third. Teague brings them home with a grounder up the middle. Hanska is a perennial power from Brown County, and they respond in the first inning. Tanner Olson flies it over the head of center fielder Zach Taft. It turns into an RBI double to mark the scoreboard. Hanska would score 4 unanswered. Here in the 5th, Sam Knowles laces the single to left field. Jake Finstead rounds third and scores to give the Lakers a 4-2 advantage. The Hawks bounce right back in the 6th, scoring twice. Zach Taft lifts it to deep right field, another that is just past the glove of the fielder. Taft turns it into a run-scoring triple. The game would square up at 4. Bottom half of the 6th, Hanska takes the lead for good. Runner at third, Finstead does just what is asked, a sac fly to center. The go-ahead run scores. The Lakers added one more to advance on to the second round of the Class C tournament. More Class C first-round play in Hutch. The Irish of Milroy back in the tourney and playing the Farming Flames. Quiet game until the 5th. Bases loaded for Farming. Adam Winkle squeezes the Irish. Can't bunt it any better. Will Mergen scores the first run. Next batter, Tyler Schroeder. He goes shopping at the gap. All the way to the fence in right center. 2 more Farming runs score. They get 7 on the game, which is their average so far this postseason. Pitching for Farming was New Munich draftee Ty Reller. He threw a 4-hit shutout, striking out 7, including the clincher in the 9th. The Flames burn on to the second round in the Class C tournament. We're still rounding the bases on amateur baseball today. When we return, forget the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I'll take one of these.
For all your scoreboard, video display, and sound system needs, please give Amy Electronics a call and let their 35-plus years of experience help elevate your game day atmosphere to the next level. Amy Electronics is a local Daktronics representative throughout Minnesota and can be reached at 952-941-9830. Amy Electronics is located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, just off of Highway 169, Highway 212, and Interstate 494.
Are you looking for a cost-effective way to improve your infield playing surface? Meet FieldSaver. Our FieldSaver process is a cost-effective alternative to remove and replace. We'll test your current ag lime infield, identify the right FieldSaver custom amendment, and blend the material into your existing infield. FieldSaver is trusted by the St. Paul Saints. Visit DuraEdge online to learn more about the FieldSaver process and get in touch with a field expert in your area.
MaxBat is proud to support the Minnesota Baseball Association as we are the official wood bat. We take great pride in producing high-quality wood bats for professional, amateur, and youth baseball players worldwide. At MaxBat, our main focus is quality, customer service, and quick turnaround time. All MaxBats are created using meticulous hand craftsmanship and engineering in our state-of-the-art facility in the heart of Town Ball Country, Brownton, Minnesota. We want to thank you for your continued support and for making us the leading wood bat brand in Minnesota.
Support your teams and community with NSPN.TV. Enjoy exclusive coverage from Summer Town Ball to high school championships. Plus, feature stories and podcasts that bring you closer to the action. Stay connected with NSPN.TV, your neighborhood sports network.
Welcome back to Amateur Baseball Today, coming to you from Walsh Field in Gaylord. I'm Ryan Phelps. Few places epitomize town ball in Minnesota like Union Hill. They have all the requirements, a bar, a church, and a great ballpark. Just a dot on the map. Yet they even have a youth baseball team featuring 7-year-old Henry Wagner, my nephew. Union Hill matching up with the Cold Spring Springers, two teams with elite town ball credentials. And this was a classic right off the bat. The Bulldogs get to legendary pitcher Zach Femright. Nathan Berg with the looping liner to left scores 2 runs in the first inning. The Springers waste no time in responding. Bottom of 1, Brian Hansen with the blast from the pass. The 35-year-old Hansen leaves the yard, a 2-run shot to even the score. In the second, Union Hill turns to one of the great Johnnies of all time, Joe Becker, as he slams a 2-run shot to left. The Bulldogs opened up a 5-2 lead and chased Femright. The Springers chipped away at the deficit and went to the 9th, down 1. They get to the Bulldog bullpen. Brady Schaefer goes to right field with a double to score the tying run, and they have a runner at third with no outs. That runner is Nolan Van Looy, a 17-year-old second-generation Springer. And when the fastball gets away from the catcher, Van Looy heads into Springer lore as he scores the winning run, a great one in Gaylord. Cold Spring wins at 6-5. Next up, the Wingers of Red Wing. 2022 Class C champ Nisswa opening Class B play against Kimball, and the Lightning looking good. They score first in the third inning. Newcomer Spencer Flayton with a base knock to bring in Chris Peterson. Kimball is always good, and they were trying to scratch out a run in the 5th. But with 2 on, they could not convert. Former Detroit Tiger Blaine Hardy strikes out Brooks Marquardt to end the inning. In the 6th, Nisswa widened the gap. Sam Peterson pulls the offering over the left fielder's head. Jeremiah Pipcorn scores all the way from first. The Lightning added another run to go up 3. And they get 3 more in the 7th. Pipcorn rifles one down the left field line. Cody Rudicelli scores here. Nisswa gets Fergus Falls next week following the 6-0 win over Kimball. Watkins in a Class B tilt with Foley. Strange to see the Clippers starting a tournament without lefty Matt Geislinger on the hill. He has been a dominant force in August the last 15 years. Carson Geislinger got the call instead, and the hot bats of the Lumberjacks started right from the get-go. Back-to-back doubles to start the game. Josiah Peterson's 2-bagger scores Drew Byer. Foley scored 2 in the first. Then in the third, Ian Von Wald came up with 2 in scoring position. He delivers the extra base hit to right, making it 4-0. Foley had 7 doubles on the game. Back to Josiah Peterson in the 4th with more Lumberjacks on the bases. He clears them all with the home run to straightaway center field. Foley builds a huge lead and knocks out Watkins 8-4.
Well, we started off pitching really well with Morgan Winkleman, so that was a great start. And then the bats were hot right off the bat, so that was really good.
Plato and Princeton in a B battle in Brownton. Pick it up with Plato rallying in the 5th. Reese Schwartz does his job with the runner on third. Reese's second sac fly of the game ties it at 2. Next batter, Luke Repke. A bullet up the middle, almost snared by Princeton second baseman Damon Rademacher, just off the glove. The Blue Jays lead 3-2. Rademacher gets his revenge in the 6th. The base hit past the diving first baseman scores the tying run. Then it's Panther Garrick Scheffel blooping his team into the lead. Plato's center fielder can't get it, and Princeton leads 4-3. They were up 4 in the 8th. Plato trying to rally. Watch this play. Repke hits it all the way to the fence. The fielder collides with the barrier, can't make the play, but the Princeton fielders get it back into the infield, and they have Schwartz hung up between third and home. Plato runs out of the inning and out of the tournament. Princeton with the upset 7-4 over the Blue Jays. Peanuts, popcorn, hot dogs, that's what you'd expect to enjoy at a ball game, but for the state tournament, you need a signature. Justin Barrientos finds out what will bring fans back to the concession stands here in Gaylord.
The last time the Minnesota State Amateur Baseball Tournament was here in Gaylord was back in 2009, and a couple of concession items debuted back then, and they were so popular that they stayed for Islander baseball, and now they've returned for the State Baseball Tournament this year.
In 2009, the pork chops were like a big hit, so we decided to go with them again. The Brick House meats, the hamburgers they're our staple item on a monthly basis or a daily basis at our Islander games, so we thought we should offer them here also.
The burgers are known in the stadium as Pinsky Burgers, named after the original market in Gaylord where they came from. While the store was sold and Brickhouse Meat Market is now the supplier, everyone still goes to the counter to order the Pinsky Burger. But that's not all you can get while you enjoy a state tournament game.
In our food tent, we have smoked pork chops, we've got regular hamburgers, we got spiced burgers from Brickhouse Meats again. We have cheese curds, french fries, hot dogs, brats, pretty much anything you can think of. We also have corn dogs and chicken strips, so lots of different options available for you down here at Walsh Fields in Gaylord.
All right, well, I decided to try the food myself, and to have a true Pinsky burger, you have to have fried onions on it. I don't really like onions, so I decided to go for the pork chop instead, and it's a pork chop on a stick. And it's very, very good. Great food here in Gaylord. But there is something about those pork chops and burgers that keep fans coming back for more.
Especially on the seasoned hamburgers. Those have a special seasoning on them.
We couldn't get the actual spice blend, so we could try to make them at home.
I don't know that I can tell you the recipe.
But we were told that at least one of the ingredients is nutmeg. Of course, there are the standard food items to buy as well.
We'll have some ice cream bars, and we'll have some candy and pop and Gatorades.
But you might just want to mark off some time to come to Gaylord for the rest of the tournament to try the Pinsky Burger yourself. For Amateur Baseball Today, I'm Justin Barrientos, NSPN.
It's time for the 7th inning stretch on Amateur Baseball Today. When we come back, we'll wrap it up with our top plays from Week 1.
Hold it down in the Bronx.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Check this.
Hey, baby, I'm trying to win, so every day I'm gonna win, baby, yeah. If you wanna know,
Roll that back.
If you wanna know, yeah, I will not stop, I'ma go, yeah,
For all your scoreboard, video display, and sound system needs, please give Amy Electronics a call and let their 35-plus years of experience help elevate your game day atmosphere to the next level. Amy Electronics is a local Daktronics representative throughout Minnesota and can be reached at 952-941-9830. Amy Electronics is located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, just off of Highway 169, Highway 212, and Interstate 494.
There's a new destination for all things Minnesota high school sports. It's called Strib Varsity. It's from the Minnesota Star Tribune, so you know it's trusted. With a deep bench to cover all of Minnesota. We've rebuilt and relaunched our MM Prep hubs and added more sports. Stories, streams, stats, scores, schedules. We have it all at Strib Varsity. Subscribe today at startribune.com/stribvarsity.
Welcome back to Amateur Baseball Today, Week 1 in Gaylord. The true test of a team is leaning on their homegrown talent, something LeSueur does as well as anyone. They're making back-to-back trips with a roster full of former and current local high school standouts. The Burbank Bombers playing a Saturday morning game against LeSueur in Brownton. But the Bombers' bats were held quiet and the Braves manufactured runs. In the 5th, the double steal does as employed. LeSueur runner Tristan O'Brien is out at second. However, Peyton Telejohn beats the throw back home. They give up the out for the run. LeSueur in the lead. Then in the 8th, with 2 on, a wild pitch brings home Ethan Hathaway. LeSueur figuring out ways to score, while their ace Logan Feeney figured out how to shut down the Bombers. He fans 6, including the final out of the game, a 3-hit shutout for Feeney. LeSueur moves on to the Sweet 16.
I think everything was working. I think this might have been the first time I've had my changeup actually move like a changeup should, and I think a lot of times I just got a lot of guys on top of the ball to get a lot of ground balls. It all worked out.
Saturday morning in Gaylord and a nice crowd watching Leavenworth and Randall. The Orioles of Leavenworth did their damage in the second. Bases loaded, and Jevin Rickert sends the pitch down the right field line. Great effort by the Cubs fielder to make the play, but it lands just on the line. The bag's empty, and the Orioles take a 3-run lead. Next batter is Jackson Hyras. He crushes the offering to right center, just misses a homer, but easily scores Rickert. 4-0 Leavenworth. Randall threatening with 2 runners on in the 6th, but the nifty defensive play by Orioles first baseman Jaden Mickelson to snare the ball in foul territory ends the Cubs' hopes. It turned into a blowout as Leavenworth advances in the Class C tourney with an 11-0 win. To Hutchinson for a Class C tilt between 1991 champ Regal and the Dumont Saints. This game was all pitching and defense. In the second, Regal with Chris Schneider on second. He takes off for third. Shane Rademacher strikes out, and Schneider is out at third. Inning over. Dumont in the fourth. Brody Neighbor delivers this one to the gap. He's heading for second. And how about this throw from Bennett Schultz on the mark? Great tap applied. Both teams were matching play for play to keep this scoreless. Moving ahead to the bottom of the 8th, Dumont has the bases full with 2 outs. Look at the runner at first, Jordan Ruse. He's almost to second. The Saints are trying to create havoc, but Eagles pitcher Braden Skinlin pays no attention and stays focused on the hitter and gets the strikeout to end the massive threat. On to extras. Dumont pitcher went the whole way, throwing more than 150 pitches. He gets the inning-ending K to get out of a 10th inning jam. In the 11th, Regal had first and second again. Chris Schneider singles up the middle, but this time the defense goes awry. It gets past the fielder and both Eagle runs score. Regal wins a tournament game for the first time this decade. Good crowd on hand in Hutch for Waterville and Litchfield in an anticipated Class C showdown, and it did not disappoint. The Blues get on the board in the top half of the third. 2-out blooper off the bat of Bennett Leacher. Andrew Locke scored from third. Bottom of the inning, and the Indians get some help from 2 Litchfield errors to tie it up. Josh Crook's broken bat spinner is thrown away at short. Jack Melstrom easily scores. From there, pitching and defense took over. Blues ace Avery Leisman struck out 14 in dominating fashion, and the Waterville defense turns a key double play in the 9th. Jacob Jones grounds to second. Watch shortstop Ben Boren hang in there to deliver the ball to first despite taking a tumble. The out at first is called, and we are in a stalemate until the 11th inning. Indian Luke Sellner at third after doubling to start the inning. Dalton Gross lays down the bunt back at Leisman. The pitcher fields and flips home, but not in time to get Sellner. Waterville knocks out Litchfield in a fantastic thriller. Next up is Regal. If you can't make it out to the ballpark, you can catch all the highlights here on Amateur Baseball Today. You can also watch all of the games on NSPN.TV. Here are some of our best calls from round 1.
3-1, one away, nobody aboard. This one hit high and deep to left, way back and gone. Aiden Elfring hammered one.
Smoke down the line to right field, reaching over the fence. Did he get it? He caught it! What a catch! Unbelievable! And Alex Call.
1-1. Hit high in the air to right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder. Late break, dives, makes the catch.
Suddenly now 2 on, and here's a drive. Left field, Murakuri going back. It is over the fence for a 3-run home run.
And the first delivery is popped towards left center field, towards the gap. A running grab is made by Sam Orline. What a 3-2 is outside. The ball gets away. It rolls to the backstop. The throw to the plate. It's in. He wins. Paynesville comes across.
That release. This one's lifted high to the gap, going deep. This ball to the warning track. This ball is a home run, a 2-run shot.
That one's lifted deep to center. Kramer on the track, and it is gone! A home run! Josiah Peterson goes yard.
Here's the pitch. Swung on and a high fly ball to left field going back on that as Peter gets to the wall and it is gone! Luke Gilbertson with a solo home run.
This one hit high in the air to left field, way back, and gone! First home run of the day here at Veterans Memorial Field.
Well done, boys. All right, let's look at this week's lineup. Starting in Class A, all these games in Gaylord. Friday night, Waconia versus Miesville. Saturday morning, Forest Lake takes on St. Anthony. Saturday afternoon, we've got Burnsville versus Minneapolis. And Moorhead plays the winner of Air Freight and Rochester. Their game delayed from last week. They'll play Friday night in Glencoe. A serious situation led to that. We'll talk about it on next week's show. Moving on, North St. Paul versus the St. Paul Mud Hens. That's Saturday night in Gaylord. On Sunday morning, it's Sartell versus Chaska. Up next, Shakopee takes on Champlain Park. And we wrap it up in Gaylord in Class A Sunday afternoon with Dundas and Plymouth. In B-ball, all these games in Hutchinson. We start off with Bird Island versus the host, Hutchinson Huskies. On Saturday, Delano takes on Hinckley. Saturday night, it's Raymond versus St. Stephen. On Sunday afternoon, Maple Lake takes on Young America. Saturday morning, Cold Spring versus Red Wing. Saturday afternoon, Nisswa faces Fergus Falls. On Sunday morning, Foley draws Jordan. And the final game on Sunday afternoon, it's Princeton versus New Ulm. Finally, in Class C, all these games are in Brownton. Friday night, it's Farming versus Cologne. Saturday, Hanska takes on Pierz. The late game on Saturday features LeSueur and Leavenworth. On Sunday afternoon, Regal takes on Waterville. Saturday morning starts us off with Paynesville and Glencoe. Saturday evening, it's Roseau versus Opole. On Sunday morning, it's Pierz versus the Courtland Cubs. And the last game of the weekend in Brownton, Howard Lake meets up with Windom. Thank you for joining us for this first installment of Amateur Baseball Today from Gaylord. We'll be in Brownton next week for round 2. For Andy, Hannah, JB, and the rest of the NSPN crew, I'm Ryan Phelps. This has been Amateur Baseball Today, presented by the Minnesota Baseball Association.
Well, hey, everything's okay. The boys of summer gonna play today.